I'm here at Lifetime Fitness, and today I am going to get some scraping done on my shoulder. This is the first time I've ever had this done. I'm going to see Greg, and the reason why I'm having this done is because I've had some problems with my shoulder, and there's a tendon I've pulled that goes down into my bicep, so it's been really difficult for me to train. And I have been trying to massage it, and I've been stretching it, and it doesn't seem to resolve the situation. So I'm going to have some scraping and some taping done. It's the first time I'm having this done, so I don't know a lot about it. I'm going to see Greg, and I'll maybe have him explain a little bit about the procedure, so I guess we can learn together. All right.
And this massage cream does have a little bit of it's not a medication in it, but it's like a deep tissue cream.
Okay.
So it does help a little bit with pain, and it does help us get in there a little bit easier.
Okay. Yeah, I can. It smells good.
It does. I really like the way this stuff smells. And so for you, we're really feeling a lot through this anterior deltoid right through here, and then coming down to the attachment in your arm, and then the outer pec, the tendon right here. You can feel how tight that is.
Yeah.
And we can almost like play that like a guitar through there, just kind of strum through it.
Yeah, I can feel it.
And then it's the same with your bicep tendon right here. So going underneath your pec and your deltoid, getting onto that bicep, we can feel how tight that tendon is up in there.
Yes.
And
I can
so
totally feel that.
basically what we're shooting for is getting all this stuff to actually relax and loosen up for you. And what that's going to do is it's going to actually help to reposition your shoulder a little bit better in the joint, and also a little bit better around your body. So instead of having it up around your rib cage here, we're shooting for having the back part of your shoulder here actually resting on the table.
Okay. Yeah.
Chances are good we probably won't get to that point today, but I mean that's something that
It takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, that's kind of
Okay.
something that I've been keeping an eye on with you the last couple times I've worked on you. Is just keeping an eye on where the back of this shoulder is, and it's slowly starting to kind of sink down towards the table. So we are getting some good release out of this stuff with what we've done so far, which is always a good sign. So what we're going to use first, this is called the scanner, and we basically use this to scan through the tissues, and it basically kind of vibrates with the tissue, and it kind of points out the areas that have more restrictions, more lesions in them. And so then judging on where we fill all that stuff with the scanner gives us a really good idea of where to focus our time with the actual tools that we're going to be using.
Okay.
And for you, a lot of it is in the bicep and right through the very front part of the shoulder.
Right.
For most people, it would be like right in this part of the pec, that tendon right there. Yours actually feels really good through there. It's nice and smooth. So we won't have to do a whole lot through there. Is that pressure feeling okay for you?
Yeah, it actually feels pretty good. So it's just supposed to be kind of light then, right? Or do you get
It
in there
is.
deeper?
A lot of people think that this is going to be really, really painful,
Yeah.
but in reality, on a scale of 1 to 10, the deepest we ever want to go is a 6, but we want to hover around a 4 or a 5.
Okay.
Anything more than that, and we're going from like breaking down the adhesions to just breaking down everything. So we want to stick to just the tissues that need the work and that we're trying to get to open up.
Okay.
We don't want to actually go in there and destroy the muscles through there at all. just scraping through there for the couple minutes that we've done it. It's already smoothed out a lot, and you can see how nice and red it's gotten through there. And even just putting my hand on it, you can feel a temperature change in there.
Right, yeah.
So it's definitely responding really well. And so I just flipped the tool over to use more of that convex edge right there.
Oh,
And that's just going to help us get a little bit deeper in the muscle.
Okay.
Now that we've gotten that superficial part taken care of, now we're starting to get in there a little bit deeper. You can kind of feel that graininess has come back. So we've gotten a really nice release out of that anterior delt.
Yeah, it feels good.
It's definitely a lot looser than it was when we first started. So now that we've gotten that to open up, we're going to actually start more down here towards the elbow and work the bicep towards the shoulder.
Okay.
And kind of the idea behind that is working towards where we want the tension to be taken off of.
Okay.
So since we want that tension off of the shoulder, we'll just kind of start pushing everything that direction to help relieve some of that tension.
Okay.
I've had a lot of people where they'll see it and you can see that they're kind of curious about it. But then as soon as you start talking to them, there's like, no,
Right.
that's going to hurt.
Yeah, because it looks like it hurts because the skin turns red.
Yeah. And the tools look kind of scary. I have a lot of people tell me they look like surgical tools.
Right.
And so there's like, no, I think I'm good. I don't think I want to do that.
Well, I've been getting a massage on this for a long time, and it hasn't been resolving the problem. So hopefully this will be something that helps.
Yeah, and I mean, if nothing else, this should at least help with the pain and the irritation that you feel through there. You can see how quick your bicep is turning red. We're just going to go in and do a little bit of...
Oh, that feels, yeah, right there, man. Oh, wow. That's kind of right where the pain is. Oh, wow. That's really sore.
And once we kind of got through those first few layers of that fascia with the tool, it really kind of helps the other areas of the muscle jump out that really have those trigger points, those knots in it. So it makes it really easy to kind of find those things after that and do the actual manual manipulation with it. Really get some length through the whole thing.
It hurts, but it feels good at the same time.
Yeah. Usually say it hurts so good.
It hurts so good, right? Yeah.
And so now that we've actually gotten the muscle to loosen up through here, we're going to see if we can actually get under the pec and the deltoid up here with the tool and actually hit that tendon. And our goal there is really to increase the blood flow to that tendon and stimulate the body's healing response through there. So we're just really trying to get this area as much attention as possible. especially anything with ligaments and tendons, those areas get so little natural blood flow on their own that anything we can do to increase that really helps cut down on the recovery time with it.
So how long should I wait like to train again for shoulders after I have something like this done?
Actually, with something like this, because of the effect that it tends to have on the nervous system, I'll usually tell people to go right from here and go upstairs and train.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we want to take the new neural impulses that you're getting through here and take that upstairs and work out with really good form and with proper mechanics and let your body get used to what it's supposed to be. A lot of times we get so stuck in faulty motor patterns that our bodies kind of forget what it's actually supposed to do.
Right.
And this stuff can actually help to reset some of that. So if you go right from here and you go upstairs and you do some corrective exercises, then you'll actually get a really good response out of everything with it. So
Yeah,
have
that's
you
right.
flex your bicep for me?
Oh, wow. Man, that hurts.
And relax. And have you flex one more time. And relax. Nice. All right. So now we just have to clean off all of the cream that we use. Make sure that the tape will actually stick.
Okay, all right.
And then you get people that have like chronic issues that have just never gotten any better, and they get this stuff done, and it's like, holy cow, like I can actually move my arm for the first time in 2 years.
Wow. That's crazy. That's
Okay, so we just rounded off the corners of everything,
okay.
so that as you kind of go through your day-to-day life, your clothes and everything don't catch on the corners and start to peel the tape off.
Okay.
So you can keep the tape on for 5 to 7 days. It's, we'll say, water resistant. So you can still shower, you can still work out, you can sit in the sauna, steam room, all that fun stuff, and you don't have to worry about it messing up the tape at all. When you are ready to take it off, having some like cooking oil, any kind of like canola oil or coconut oil or whatever kind of oil you like, saturating it with that will actually help break down the adhesive, which will make it way easier to take off. If you don't do that, it ends up feeling like a really nasty Band-Aid, and it's not any fun.
Okay. So just kind of rub the oil on there and...
Yep, just rub the oil on there and let it sit there for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
And then we just come in with the back of the paper and just create some heat on there. The adhesive on here is heat activated, so the more we can stimulate that before you actually start moving again, the more likely this tape is to stay in place.
Okay.
And so with this application on your bicep, basically what we were shooting for is inhibiting the bicep a little bit, making it so that everything that we did up through that tendon to kind of help relieve that tension up there doesn't go right back. So this is kind of helping keep the bicep nice and long, nice and loose for you. And so basically you're going to do the same thing with your deltoid. So we're going to start about right here, and we're going to come up and wrap around the deltoid. And basically the same idea, just making sure that we're keeping that deltoid nice and loose for you.
Okay.
Main idea there is just keeping as much pressure off of the actual joint right here, and reducing the chance of actually developing any major impingement through here.
Okay.
So have you bring your arm up.
So how do you know what direction to put the tape? Is it just...
It really depends on what you're shooting for. So for you, have you bring it down. Because we're shooting for that, the inhibitory effect, we're basically going away from the direction of pulse. So because your deltoid pulls your arm up this way, we want to kind of pull it back down this way.
Okay.
So we're going from the origin of the muscle up around your shoulder down to the insertion. And so like if we wanted to activate the muscle, we would actually start up here and then pull it down so that the recoil of the tape helped pull it up.
Okay.
But with us starting down here and going up, that recoil is actually helping pull it back this way.
Mm-hmm.
And then going over this other part of the tape right here, typically is not an issue. Whichever part you lay down first will have more of an impact, which is why we did the bicep first. You seem to be having more of that issue with the bicep. But having it go over that, it will still have that same effect for the deltoid. It just won't be as powerful as the bicep one. And anywhere that it goes over the other tape, we really want to activate that adhesive because the tape doesn't like to stick to itself a whole lot. So we just want to make sure that it's really nice and on there for you. All right, and that's it.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Well, I like the color you used. At least you used pink.
Right? And right now, that's the only color we've got.
So all finished. It was fun, and I learned a lot, and I guess you did too. It felt great. It seems like it would have been painful, but it's not painful at all. I loved it. So we'll see what happens in the next week. We'll see what the results are. I'm hoping this will resolve my situation. I might have to go back a few times, but that's okay because it felt really good to get that massaged out at that deep level. So we'll see. I'll keep in touch.